class. A very pleasant morning to all of you. Today, I, Richa Parekh from St. Thomas High School, Mahua, am here to further continue with the subject of English for the students of class 5th. My dear students, up till now we completed unit number 11. Today, we are going to start with unit number 12, that is, Truth is God. Let's see the activity number 1. Identify the place in this picture and write its name. So, most of you, I think so, must have visited this place. And for your information that this picture is of Sabarmati Ashram. Now complete the details based on this picture. So, most of you might have visited this place, whether it be with your friends, your relatives, your family, or sometimes it may be a school picnic. I don't know. But this place is called Sabarmati Ashram. So now, as a part of the activity, we have to complete the details based on this picture. So where is this memorial? This memorial, as I said, is in Ahmedabad. Which leader is associated with it? So you all know that Sabarmati Ashram is associated with Mahatma Gandhi, or you can also write Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. The place of birth of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, or we can say Mahatma Gandhi, is Porbandar, and the other name given to him by the nation was Father of Nation or Bapu. Let's see activity number 2. Name the leaders of the following quotes. So here are some quotes given and you students need to name that who has written or who has given this following quote. So here let's see the first one, experiment with truth. So experiment with truth was the quote given by Mahatma Gandhi. Swarajya is my birthright. So this quote was given by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Discovery of India. The discovery of India was the quote given by Jawaharlal Nehru. Give me blood and I will give you freedom was the slogan given by Subhash Chandra Bose, and I will not let British to rule my state. So this slogan was given by Rani Lakshmibai. I am sharing a PDF in which the answers to this question are given. Now let's see activity number 3. Truth is God. So here the description of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, who was one of the greatest leaders of India, is given. Let's see about how the truth is God. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was one of the leaders who fought for India's freedom during the British rule. So Bal Gangadhar Tilak, as you can see the image given here is of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and he was one of the brave leaders of our country who fought against the Britishers in order to free India from Britishers. As a student, Bal was known to his teacher as one of the brilliant, disciplined and well-behaved boy in the school. So when he was a student like you people, so his teacher used to know him that he was one of the brilliant, he was the most disciplined, that means behaving in a very sophisticated way, and a well-behaved boy in the school, the one who used to have a very good behavior in the school. But one day, one of the teacher had a strange experience. So while he was studying in the school, one of the teacher had some kind of strange experience with him. Strange, that means he observed some kind of difference in his behavior. During the recess, some students had eaten groundnuts in the class and thrown the shells on the floor near the teacher's table. None of the boys who were coming in took a serious note to it. The school bell rang and all the boys were back to their seat. As the teacher stepped in, he saw the husk scattered near his table and he flew into the rage. Who had done this mischief? He shouted. So one day while he was in the class, while they were studying in the school, so during the recess time, there were some other boys in the class who had thrown the shell of the groundnuts. Groundnuts, that means in Gujarati we call it sing. And after eating that groundnuts, they have thrown the shells, that means the outer covering of the groundnut, on the floor near the teacher's table. And all the boys, after eating those groundnuts, did not take any serious note. That means they were not aware that we should collect the husk from there. Husk means the dust, the shells which they have thrown. The school bell rang and all the students were back to their seats. That means they were all settled in the class. As the teacher stepped in, he saw the husk scattered near his table. And as soon as the teacher entered the class, he saw that all the dirt was around his table. And he flew into the rage. That means he was very angry. He asked that who has done this mischief. Mischief, that means some kind of shararat we can say, masti we can say. There was no reply from the student. I ask again, shouted the teacher still louder. Whose mischief is this? If the guilty boy does not stand up, then those who know him should tell me who is he. So none of the students replied when the teacher shouted, and then the teacher was more angry and he shouted more louder that who has done this mischief, and the one, if someone who has done is not speaking it, the other boys who were in the class, if they were knowing, they should tell it. The boy looked at one another the boys looked at one another, most of them really wondering who the culprit could be. No one stood up and no one spoke a word either. So after, as you people do in the class, that when teacher is asking something, you look at each other but you don't name the person. So same thing happened there, that all the boys were looking to each other but none of them were saying that who was the person who has committed this fault. The angry teacher then picked up the cane from the table and said, "Since none of you is helping me to catch the guilty boy, I am going to cane every one of you." So here the teacher got very much angry and he took up the stick from the table and said that if no one is helping me to find that who is the person who has done this thing, then I am going to cane all of you. That means I am going to beat you all with the stick. While the teacher was nearing the first row, Bal stood up and boldly said, "Sir, many of us really do not know who is the guilty boy. There are many others who have not even seen the husk on the floor. During the recess, all of us had gone out of the classroom. A boy from some other class might have done this mischief. Why then should the innocent boys be caned?" So at that time, when the teacher was near the first row, with the stick in his hand, he was trying to scare all the boys, and he was asking that if no one is telling me that who is the boy who committed the crime, then I am going to beat every one of you with the stick. So at that time, Bal Gangadhar Tilak stood up and said that, "Sir, we don't really know that who is the person who has done this, who has committed this crime, and all of us were out of the classroom. So there are chances that some other boys would have come into the class and done this mischief. So if some other boy is responsible, then why each and everyone will be caned in this class? That means each and everyone will get the stick in the class." My dear students, here we are at the end of today's video. In the very next class, we will further continue the rest portion of the chapter. So till then, go through the chapter once and go through the meanings of this chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.